So these are the shims basically. There are two shims, one is for exhaust, one is for inlet, right? Now shims are given for what basically? That the cams should not touch directly to the cam plate. Sorry, this is the cam plate. So the cams should not touch directly to the cam plate, otherwise the cams will it will grind this plate badly. So what they do, what engineers have done, they have they have given one separator in between cam and the cam plate. So because of that you will not see any kind of grinding marks, right? This mark what you see is basically just a shim mark. So when it rotates, so the shim basically separates the cam from the cam plate to avoid the friction in between cam plate and the cam. Otherwise these cams will get damaged very easily. Now some people, what they do, to avoid the backlash sound, instead of setting up the spindle, they put extra shims in on the spindle. In that case what happens, they are basically tightening the cams horizontal way. That is wrong. See, you have to set the backlash over here, not by installing the shims. So extra shims are going to make the cams tight. Tight means it is going to because of that the performance of the engine will become very less. In fact, it will become low because those cams are tight. So tight engine means somewhere else it is going to create problems. So this has to be very loose. I mean, it should move freely. So this cam is, the shim is given just in case if the cam is coming out, then there will be no friction in between cam and the cam plate. So this is the reason the shims are given, not for the backlash sound. Now we are going to install this cam plate. Don't ask me about any other product right now. This video is related to engine assembly. If you ask me something, some product which you have seen in the market, I'm not going to comment and I'm not going to talk about that. This is the standard stock plate what I am installing right now. Put the dowel pin inside. This is the dowel pin to avoid the cam plate offsetting. Then just fix up the cam plate. We have installed both the shims over here, and then just reinstall. Put those bolts back over here, so it will make sure that the cam plate is not moving around. So now there is there are 3 bolts, but the thing is what, one bolt is bigger and 2 bolts are smaller in size. I'll show you. We are just wiping out the bolt. Sorry, 2 bolts are longer and 1 bolt is smaller one, right? So the smaller one basically will fit over here. 2 bigger bolts will be fitted over here, and then just use your 5 mm Allen key and equal tightening right now, not going to tight a lot. What we have done is okay. So the cam plate is installed. Right? Now, small problem. I have deliberately done this job. Now what is happening, if you have installed the cam plate right now, you have to still install this push rods. Now how you are going to install the push rod? First of all, you have to find out the height. The height is, the longer one is for the exhaust and the smaller one is for the inlet. Now what is happening over here, if you look at the push rod, then both the levels are different. That means what we have done here is wrong. So best is to find out first timing, right? Remove the plate. remove the plate. Sorry. Remove the plate. Keep the camshafts as it is. Now get the bike first in timing condition. This will ensure that both the levels are fine. Why we need to keep the push rod levels in same condition? Reason that we have to install those rocker boxes. If the vehicle is not in timing, then one of the push rod will be like this, and if it is in a different height, then what will happen? The rocker box will come under tension ultimately, and when you start tightening those rocker box bolts, the whole tension will be on the thread, because here there is a valve and valve has got spring, so the spring tension is indirectly basically acting on the rocker box, and then it is acting on the thread, so threads will get damaged. So for that you will have to get the bike first in timing to fix up the rocker boxes. You cannot directly fix the rocker boxes randomly anywhere when the bike is not in timing, right? So later on, this is, I just removed the camlet to find out the timing, otherwise you won't be able to see since there is no window at all. So whenever you are installing the rocker boxes, you have to make sure the piston is at TDC point. Now this is at TDC and this is in the cam timing is perfectly in timing. Now I'm going to install the rocker boxes. Also, while installing the rocker boxes, use new Allen bolts, don't use the older one, because what happens, generally those bolts get damaged because of the our removal procedure, even though if you have a proper tool. So always change the rocker box bolts.